So there it is, guys, in all of its bedless glory. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not in great shape. The whole reason this project is called Junk S10 is because it really is a junk S10. Bumper is completely shot. I'm not even gonna waste any time with that. That's just gonna come off, go in the scrap yard. I'll pull that Space Saver spare tire out of there. I don't need that anymore. The frame is pretty crusty. I've got to look it over. I mean, just looking at it real quick, it all looks pretty solid. It is very crusty, so I got to kind of work on a few spots and see what I got. The spot I knew was bad right down in here by the fuel tank. The top side has been reinforced. I put a piece in there. I got to do the bottom side. The fuel tank's probably got to come out. And then I might even coat that. I just put that. That's a brand new fuel tank that I put in when my sister had the truck. And I didn't coat it, or I didn't undercoat it or anything. I just put it bare steel. But it's a good tank. It's a Canadian-made tank, so it wasn't a cheap tank either. But I got to strip some things off of this. Probably pull the shocks off. I got a bed mount that just ripped out both sides there. I got to cut those out. Like I said, the bumper's going bye-bye. So, oh, and then the cab and stuff, that's a whole nother story, guys. We'll see what we're doing. Like I said, I gotta look at this to see if this is even worth keeping going, but so far I think we're gonna keep it going. It's not gonna be nothing like a major restoration or anything, because this thing just is not worth that. So it's probably just gonna get band-aided back together so I can drive it and it's safe for a little while longer anyway. But something I'm noticing real quickly here is these brake lines on this axle look in perfect condition. It looks like they were dipped in something and they look perfect. So that's kind of weird. We got a brake line up here. I think that was replaced when my grandpa had it. That looks not factory. It's kind of bent a little funny. So that line must have broke or something on him. So we may replace that too while we got the bed off. Muffler seems to be in good condition. It's not really making any noise or leaking, so. But I'm going to take a few things off here. Probably take it back outside and hit it with some water to clean it all off, just so we ain't dropping rust everywhere in here. Getting the bed. One more thing very interesting I want to share with you guys is when I was taking the bed off, I took off some ground wires right there. Took off a ground wire to be able to just pull the bed off with all the lights in it and everything. And that wire right there is the ground for the fuel pump. And I took that off and the truck wouldn't run. Scratched my head for a little while. Remembered I took off some grounds. Reattached this ground here that goes back into the harness. Fuel pump fired back up. Truck fired up. Really weird that they have the ground for the fuel pump all the way back here. I'll have to make sure that's nice and clean when the truck goes back together. If you have issues with your fuel pump, you might want to check this ground here. You know, if it's corroded and you're not getting a good ground, your pump ain't gonna work very good. So if you're having trouble with that, you might want to check that out. Look at the amount of dirt in that spare tire. I'm not sure I'd even trust that rim to be okay at this point. Okay, so final shot of this truck in this video. I cleaned off the back end, or rinsed it off, sprayed it off with the hose. And I've been poking around. You can see, you know, seeing how solid this thing really is. I can't poke through the floorboards and the cab mounts. They're pretty crusty, but I can't really poke through them. So, I mean, I guess it's okay there, but I have found some things that are not really that good. This mount right here, which is the cab mount and the bed mount, the front mount, it has, well, there's a hole there you can see. Maybe you can't see it, but there's a hole there. And then the mount itself is rusted out. Not the mount on the cab, but the actual, this mount right here is bad. Opposite side, front cab mount is kind of rotted out. The other mounts seem to be okay. I've poked them. They seem to be okay, but we've got, you know, we got more rust here into the cab. I have cab corners and rockers, but this is into the cab, you know, on the back of the cab there. It's got some rot. Haven't really done anything with the frame. I poked it in a few areas and can't really poke through it. I don't exactly know how thick this frame was. I don't think these S10s were that thick. The metal anyway on the frames. They're not designed really to do anything but haul people, and that's all I would be doing anyway. But yeah, you can see here I've been poking around, trying to figure out what I got here and even if it's even worth it. And you know, really I don't know. I think I have to probably park this for a little bit, kind of think about what I'm going to do with it. You know, I really don't want to waste my time and money on something that is just going to fall apart maybe in a few years or something. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's, you know, I mean, the rest of the truck is, you know, all the glass is good. These doors seem good. I mean, it's got a dent here from my grandpa hitting something. I don't know what he hit, but fenders, the top of the fenders are okay. The bottoms there are rotted out, but I mean, the hood's okay. I mean, the grill's decent. Front bumper's got a little dent there, but it's decent. The roof is decent. Interior is decent. I mean, it's not perfect, but it is definitely not destroyed. And, you know, it drives down the road good, so I don't really know what to do with it at this point. It does have an intake gasket leaking under there. You can see the coolant down there. So that is another deal, but truck's only got 90,000 miles or so on it. It's got the V6, the bigger V6, automatic. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on what exactly happens with it, what I do with it. But for now, I'm just gonna park it and we'll see what I can figure out. Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for the junk S10 today. I'll see you guys in the next one.